So looking at both the skis, you can see right here that they both have some significant damage on them. So to remedy this, what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the seam line that's right here on the tail, where they stop the edge material and put in the tail edge insert, which goes just from here around to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a knife, we're going to cut across this base material from point to point. We're going to take a Dremel, we're going to cut the edge free, make sure that it breaks loose from the core. We're going to peel out this material on both of these skis, and then we're going to lay a base patch across the line, and we're going to add some fiberglass underneath of there to give it some reinforcement. Let's show you how we get that going. Safety first. Here we go. One ski. We'll draw a line by clamping this bad boy down. A lot of times we'll cut the tail off like this. Okay, just like that, she's peeled off. This will be our piece. Looks like the seam sets up quite nicely. Just like that. Okay. So we got first one prepped. The next thing I'll do is take some sandpaper, rough up the rough side. There's a smooth side, rough side, and rough side. All different angles, and then if we look at what side we're going to use, we will rough up the edges also so that it bonds well all the way through and across here, just like so. We're going to put a little glass. It's going to be a little proud, but we'll be able to grind it right off, no problem. I'm going to lay some tape with a little bit of seam showing. That way I don't interfere with my work area. We're going to cover this bad boy up. Do same thing. Protect the top. One more for good measure. Faster file. Back over. This one we're going to use Hardman 82 Brando. Okay, we'll grab some plates. 2 1/8" steel plates, and we can clamp these just like this. We'll be good to go. So I'm going to lay down some tape here to protect the bench. So I really like to mix very well before we add any dye. I add dye to blend it in with the patch. That way it matches a little bit better. Cleaner finished product. So really good mixing for a couple minutes here. Really make sure we get this thing dialed. And once I have a good consistent mixture, we'll put in a dotted dye. No more than 10% for this particular dye and epoxy. As you see, 1 dot, drop is all you need. Once again, we're going to mix it really well just to make sure we get it all nice and even. Then we're ready to rock and roll. Take a heat gun. We're going to warm this up a little bit. When using the glue, I like to use gloves. Keep the epoxy off your fingers as much as possible. So I'm just trying to warm this so it'll take the epoxy a little bit better before we get going here. I'll scoop a little bit up on there. Spread it out nice and thick. I want it a little thicker than normal because we're going to throw some glass on there. Okay. We'll take that piece we sized up earlier. We're going to lay it right across the wound. And now I'm going to use some heat. So I really want to make sure that this is really saturated, that the epoxy has soaked all the way through the glass. I'll do it by doing a quick little double check, so it looks like we're pretty good. And out here I'm not too concerned because I'm outside of the area of the ski repair, so maybe a little bit on the corner there, and we'll call good. Okay, so the next move is we're going to grab that little base patch that we took right here. We've got the side that's smooth, the side that's rough. So we're going to take some epoxy and we're going to cover this whole piece a little bit on the edge. That way we have a good connection between the base patch and the already pre-existing material. So I'm going to just make sure this is coated real nice and clean all the way through. This is why you want to wear gloves. Okay, so be careful with this next move. I'm going to just flash heat this real quick. Don't want to warp it too much. And then we're going to lay it right on there. Try to keep my fingers as clean as possible, so that I can keep this patch as tidy as can be. Use 1/8" steel plates. Lay this right on there nice and gentle. So you gotta be careful that we don't push the patch off the ski. So you're going to be very careful when we clamp this down. Alternate the clamps so they don't get in the way of each other. Okay, all looks good. Okay, one down. Oh, we're back. Round 2. Fight. All right, fully saturated, solid, rock hard. Cut it out just like the last one. As long as we don't tear the place apart. That's how we do. Super clean. Take off this tape. Clean up on the belt real quick. Sweet. There she is. We'll finish her off. Real nice, clean seam. On the new version, that they have eliminated that design on the tail, and they now put an insert across here. That insert itself, you can see, runs down the sidewall and matches up here where the ABS begins. And so this is a modification throughout the years of them changing the layup designs and how they construct the skis. So what used to be an issue in the past was something like this with the steel edge. Now for QST and the head cores, they've eliminated that